Don't you just love trying new gel pens? These are the Pentel Mattehop pens, and I got this comment on my gel pen comparison video. I think you'd like the Pentel Mattehop Original and Sweet sets. They even have black, and they're so juicy. I really love trying new gel pens. The problem is, though, it's not very fun if the gel pen isn't good. You know the kind that I mean. It's not really inky. It doesn't write smoothly. It's just not a good pen. But because the person who commented knows my preference on gel pens, I figured that I would give him a shot. These pens are very juicy. They are matte, so it's not the shiny metallic or glittery. It's just the matte. As you can see, they are really good on black paper and white paper, and that is always a really unique thing about pens because sometimes they will only work really well on white paper, but if you can find a good gel pen that can do both, that's the kind that you want in your collection. It comes in 14 colors. I guess there's 2 different sets. I just bought the full 14 colors. That way I have all the rainbow colors. It does come in a black, which I'm really excited about. I love black gel pens, and it does come in a white too, which it's true. I do love that it comes with a black and white for when I want white paper or black paper. The white is actually called ivory white, so it's a little off-white, and you can slightly see it on white paper. So now I was doing a test to see how the pens would write in a straight line, and I found it was really interesting because a lot of pens will skip. It's like they don't have enough ink. So this one had plenty of ink, and it's almost like every once in a while it would have a spurt of extra ink. You can see in my lines there's like little extra every once in a while, and I wasn't pressing harder. I wasn't doing anything different. It was just a straight line, and it's just like the ink just spurred out a little bit more in some spots. So that was a little interesting. I mean, I'd rather have that than railroad tracks or not getting enough at all, but it was a little frustrating. And here was my gel pen comparison. You can see the Jelly Rolls and the Caron Deco Gel pens. Those 2 are my favorite gel pens, but none of them have the same color palette, these really classic red, orange, yellow colors. The other ones are metallic or pastel or bright. So this is a nice addition to my collection because these ones are rare actually to have these without the sparkle, the matte. I mean, that's the point of them, right? They're Mattehop that can go on black paper and white paper. It's great. I'm going to show you an idea of what you can do in your sketchbook on black paper and white paper. But first, let's see how these pens do for hand lettering. So I pulled out my book, Hand Lettering for Beginners, and I'm going to open up to the Faux Calligraphy page because gel pens work great for faux calligraphy. And as you can see, it's really smooth. I'm using tracing paper here, and these pens, the ink comes out really smooth. I have to admit, I'm a little surprised. I left my faux calligraphy letters open, but you could fill them in as well. Then I decided to pull out the Monoline script font from my book. And once again, I'm using tracing paper. I really like this font for gel pens or any non-brush pen because it's such a simple font. It's cute. It goes with everything. Sometimes you just need a little script font that you can pull out with whatever pen that you have. So this is a great alphabet. If you want to look at these letters here, you can practice these ones, or you can get my book. I will link that below. But take a look at the ink here of these pens. It's like floating on top of the tracing paper. It does this on other paper too, but it just looks more obvious on the tracing paper because it is translucent. So it's almost like using a paint pen, but it's coming out in a gel pen. And that is a really good gel pen because you know that you're going to get really good coverage. It's coming out smooth. I did notice though that every once in a while the ink doesn't want to come out very well, so I would have to scribble on a piece of paper to get it flowing, and then once it's flowing it doesn't really skip, but I'd have to do that a lot, so you just have to make sure to have a paper on the side to work with that. So on this page, I wanted to see how I would actually make a page with these pens in my black journal, And you can see I just drew these lines in squigglies and loops, and they flow together. And then on the bottom one, I wrote create. And that was a really fun, simple way to use the colors and just do lines, because it's hard to fill in a bigger space with the gel pens. And once again, we're comparing the different colors. I really do like having these colors in my collection. It is a unique set. However, it's not exactly a paint pen, because with paint pens, you can go over top, so you can layer on top of them, and with these ones you can't. I tried it, and the pen that I was using just picked up the color from the one underneath. I really wanted to do white on top of the black, but it was picking up the black and making my white pen black. So it's not the same as a paint pen. You can't layer on top of them. You could layer on it with an actual paint pen or something else. That's why I ended up leaving the words white with no pen at all, because that's the look that I wanted, but I couldn't do the white pen on top of the black. I am going to make a page in my white journal, and the quote I'm doing is "Let the sunshine in." And with the black right here, I am leaving my letters in white. So I penciled it in so I would know exactly where to color in the black. And I have to tell you, this whole page took me about an hour. So this was not a quick little thing. It was simple. I was watching a movie while I was doing it. It's really therapeutic to just be doing the same thing over and over, and I didn't have to think about a lot of things. But I will say though, I don't always have an hour to sit down and make a page in my journal or sketchbook. So keep that in mind if you want to do this one. I did these squiggle sun rays. I wanted it to be that kind of abstract look of like blobs, but I still wanted it to be the rays of sun. It's not really sunshine because that black in the middle is not a circle, it's more of a rounded square, but I did want to have that look still. And I also will say it did take me an hour, and partly it's because it was a lot of time to just fill in these blobs. It just takes a long time to fill something in with gel pens like this. So honestly, this probably maybe wouldn't be the thing I would do in the future. I would use a different tool for this, a bullet tip, or even my brush pens, to be able to fill in a bigger space. So if you're going to use these gel pens for coloring or something, you can color them in. I mean, the ink was really good, as you can see, and it feels like the paint pen. So over top, you can feel the texture of the ink. And so I would definitely use these to color, but you're going to want a smaller space unless you like taking a long time. And sometimes you do, it is that therapeutic, feels so good. So do you need these in your collection? Well, you're going to have to decide that for yourself, and let me know below if you have them already or if you are going to get them. Let me know your thoughts on these, and let me show you. I was feeling over it, and I know you can't just get in the screen and touch this right here, but it is so nice. It really does feel like a paint pen. If you like these pens and you want to see my other gel pen comparison, I'll leave that video right here. Gel pens are so much fun. I'll see you there.